Welcome back. This is By the Book, and we're your married relationship coaches. Okay, so we are going to talk about Married at First Sight season 17. First, I want to apologize to you guys for us getting a late start with this season and everything else that we've missed. If you guys have been following along, first of all, thank you guys for all the well wishes and for checking in on us. Of course, we did have a baby. For those of you who are following along, he's doing great. We're doing great. He's 3 months old. Wonderful. So bear with us, pardon our dust, but we are back.
Yeah.
And we are here to talk about Married at First Sight season 17 and the nonsense that's going on already. We're gonna break it down into a couple of sidebars, I think, at this point, because to be honest, I'm just trying to get the names down, and right now we've just captured a couple of topics that are great topics that we can kind of springboard off of and talk about with you guys. So do you want to start with Lauren and Orion, or
why not?
All right.
Yeah, I think that's a really good jump off.
All right, we'll do Lauren and Orion, guys.
Mm-hmm.
So this is Lauren and Orion.
Yeah.
I didn't like this match from the beginning. I don't have anything against either one of them.
You don't?
No, I mean, okay, we can get into how effeminate Orion is, but I don't hold that against him. I mean, that's just who he is.
Okay.
I just think that that's a poor match.
Mm-hmm.
I am frustrated a little bit with the experts because here they are saying, oh, he's into his culture, she's into her culture. Yay, let's put them together. And I'm like, yay, no, like that's not enough. First of all, their cultures are hugely different from one another.
Yes, this is true.
And I don't know. I just, you guys let me know how you feel about it. But I don't feel like you can just say, okay, here's a Native American man. And and do you think they also like put them together because of their like sexual orientation being a little bit fluid?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, but go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I want you to talk about that. But still, that's not enough for me. Like it's not giving what it's supposed to give here. Like I'm not, she is very her own words, she's very black. She's blackety black, I think she put it. And
blackety
black.
Is that
that's
in
what
the dictionary?
She said. It works for her.
Okay.
So Lauren is in her family and her friends, like you didn't really see her bringing a lot of like multicultural people around.
Sure.
It was all black folks. She said herself, she's dated all black men. So I know she's explored with women. She identified herself as being, I guess,
queer.
Potentially queer. So, but I don't think that necessarily means that when she goes for a man, that she's looking for a man who's queer or as effeminate, I guess I would say, as Orion is. For me, he's the most effeminate dude I think I've ever seen on the show. And we've had Justin. Justin was nowhere near as effeminate as Orion, okay? Like, not at all. So I'm finding it a challenge. I don't think, just speaking as a black woman, and certainly I don't speak for every black woman. Would not dare purport to be the voice of all black women. I just don't know any who would go for someone like Orion. Plain and simple. I don't know what else to say. I'm sorry. And my husband, he's so nice and he's so gracious. He's like, when they met, I think she's feeling him. And I'm like, I don't think so. I mean, I do think that she's signed on and committed to the process. But I can't believe that she walked down that aisle and saw him and was like, boom, that's what I was looking for. Ain't no way. There's no way.
Okay.
Let me know what y'all think about that.
Yeah. Well, they're definitely very different. I don't think that was a really good match that they did. I think they do look for, again, people that they can put together that can bring about some good ratings. And so they have been kind of, I don't know, flirting with, other sexualities. I think people are just a little bit more open for a number of years. It just seemed like.
Oh, you think it for years?
Yeah, for years. I think they've been kind of testing.
Who in previous seasons have you felt like was on the spectrum of?
I don't know. It's been. I got to think about it, but
Okay.
I've got. I can remember watching previous seasons,
Mm-hmm.
and there have been a number of people that I think could have went either way, with their sexuality.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and I think. Right.
Are you thinking about Justin?
No.
Okay.
I'm thinking about Justin. Leave Justin
I know.
alone.
I was just curious. I'm trying.
Justin.
Could y'all put it in the comments who y'all think was like borderline, because I can't think of any. It's not coming to me.
Well, I think they've been kind of messing with it, flirting around with it for a number of years, and I think they are looking for ways to spice it up to get their ratings up or to keep their ratings up and things of that sort. Instead of, I think, actually thinking about couples who are going to be successful together, be happy together, instead of actually doing the job that they're really supposed to do. I think they're all about really getting those numbers up and getting people to watch, keeping the drama going. And so here you have someone, a woman who, like you just said, who posits blackness, through and through.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have a Native American man who is very inclined with his culture. None of those things are wrong, but when you try to bring both of those two things together, a lot of times you're gonna have misunderstanding.
Yeah, there's
and you're
a big
gonna have
culture
sparks.
clash.
Yes,
and I think I could deal with the cultures coming together, clashing, maybe even like that's part of growth. But I think I'm more challenged by what seems to be his sexual orientation, or if it's not his orientation, just the way he presents in general, as a cultural thing within the black race. It seems like women look for the men to be a lot more male presenting than what Orion does. So I'm like, I don't know about this. I don't see how. I don't see how she's going to bring him home. And her family met him and everything, and God bless them. They did not, go, what in the world? But they had to be thinking it. Or maybe it's me. Maybe I'm, so far off base. But I don't think so. I'm pretty sure if I brought him to my family, come on now. They would have, if he was Orion, my family, I don't know what would have happened, but I don't think we would have gotten married.
That was not been a good thing at all, trust me. But no, I don't know what Orion is, to be honest with you. Even when he tells a story about him going out with a man and he kissed him, look here, bro, I don't know no man that has such a question about their sexuality where they need to be kissed to find out, about another man. I know none. I know zero. I've been a man my whole life. I don't need a man to kiss me so that I can know that I'm a man. I don't need it. Sorry, I don't know no men that need that.
Even if he did need that, he still presents so effeminately that it overrides like him knowing, okay, yep, I'm a straight man, but he doesn't seem like a straight man. He doesn't seem like it. He's not even like, oh, he's metrosexual, like the man from last season who was with Kirsten, Shaq. Yeah. A very metrosexual type of guy. No, it's not that. It's like he is somebody I might categorize maybe as being queer. I'm not sure how he identifies, so I don't want to put labels on him. But if I had to guess who would slap that label on them as between her and him, I would have thought that it would have been him who put that label on himself.
Well, let me ask you this. Why do you think it seems to be so hard on a show like Married at First Sight for them to find a masculine man, but that's not toxic? It seemed like when they get a masculine man, kind of like Elijah Wan, then you got some toxic masculinity going on. What's the difficulty in this? Finding a man who's masculine, who's comfortable with being masculine, but not to the point where he's downgrading. Are you saying offensive.
That for African American men, or are you saying that for men as a whole?
Men as a whole, but specifically African American men.
I don't know. Maybe they're going for the ratings, or maybe it's just difficult to thread the needle. I don't know. That's a great big question mark, and that's a good question. But I do see your point. I'm trying to think of someone who wasn't toxic. Miles, maybe. Wasn't too toxic.
Yeah.
I'm going back. I'm like Woody.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think Woody hit the balance pretty well. I think so.
Nate. He didn't come off toxic to me. He may not have been ready for the process, but I think he didn't come off toxic. He seemed to be a good communicator. Yeah. You know, he may not have been ready for someone like Stasha. But, you know, maybe if he had a better match for himself, and I like Stasha, so I'm not, you know, knocking her at all. But maybe if he had a better match for himself, it would have been successful. I'm not sure. But, you know, I've seen a few. But I see your point. There are a lot of far on this end, far on that end type of guys. Yeah. And it's, I don't know, it's a challenge. It's definitely a challenge. So anyway, I mean, I guess that's the point of our sidebar, and we won't talk about it too much longer. It's just this match where you just slap people together and say they're into their culture. Yeah, they're going to make a good match. Or they're both kind of queer seeming, let's smack them together and see what happens. Like, are they going for ratings, or are they going for, like, is the expert process just this week that queer and queer equals a good match at this point? I don't know.
Okay, well, let me ask you this too, because, you know, this is our first time back, so I got a lot of questions for my wife right about now. You know, all right, so they hooked this couple up, right? Yeah. But they, in their deliberation, they were saying, I think it was Dr. P that gave the disclaimer that they were really looking for a black man, but they couldn't find one in Colorado or whatever, Denver or whatever. Now, with that being said, how honest do you think they really did look for a black man?
Look, I will be the last person to tell you I know the demographics of any place in Colorado. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe it is that tough. Yeah. I could, if I had known he was going to ask me this question, I would have Googled the statistics. I would. I'm a numbers girl. So, yeah, I would have been like, well, there's only 2.5%. But I don't know. I have no idea. So it could have been challenging. It could have been that, you know, the demographic of black men who are there were not interested in the process. I did see, you know, one of the opening episodes that they were interviewing a black man. I want to say he had a bunch of cats. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But it was something weird about him. But I mean, shoot, they don't have a problem with other weird people. So I don't know. But Orion, I was like, this was the best match they could come up with for these two. Like, I could see them match with two different people for themselves, and it seeming to be better. And I don't want to jump ahead into like the previews of whatever has gone wrong in their relationship, but obviously some kind of sparks fly. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that broke down, you know, how that kind of went left. Because it seems like, at least at the beginning, they were trying to act like they were into one another. I wasn't sold. Yeah, I wasn't sold.
I don't know. It seemed, like I said, I was telling my wife when they met at the altar, it did seem like there was a lot of chemistry between the two. It to me, it really did. The way she was kissing him and things of that sort, it seems as though she was digging him. I'm about to say anything different.
I don't know. I just felt like it has to be an act. Yeah. I'm trying to put myself in Lauren's shoes, and I'm like, no. There's no way. There's no way. But, you know, that's what we've got on Lauren and Orion. I can't even tell you guys at this point who my power couple is. There isn't one.
No couple.
No. But, yeah. Let us know what you guys think about Lauren and Orion. Let us know if you think that there's any possibility that they would succeed. Let us know if you think it was reasonable to match them together based on the criteria that the experts told us, because I feel like it was weak and I feel like it was horrible. And if that was the best match, they could have just left that behind. The only match that possibly was worse was the one with Michael, because we don't know who she was. But we'll get to that in another video, guys. Anyway, drop your comments below. Thank you for coming back.
Yes.
Hope you enjoy the content. We will continue to do these as best we can.
Yeah.
Just understand we have a newborn. We're doing the best we can.
Exactly. Y'all pray for us.
Please do. All right, guys. Thanks. We'll talk to you guys soon.